I was in church one day and one of the pastor's family walked in and sat down in front of us. And I heard the voice of Jesus say, help them. And I was like, what? And I heard it again, help them. And I said, what am I supposed to do? How do I help them? And I just had this feeling like I'm supposed to give them money. I stopped at one of the drugstores and I used an ATM at the front of the store. And I thought, God, I don't even know how much money I'm supposed to give them. I've been praying about this since I heard the voice and I've heard nothing. So the screen pops up and the most I could get was $200. And as I'm walking out to the car, my wife had told her mom about God told me to give them some money. And she pulls out a $20 bill out of her pocket and she says, here, I want to help. And I said, no, this is between me and God. If God wants you to give me your $20, I'm sure he'll tell you. And she says, well, how do you know he didn't? So I said, okay, I'd rather give a nice round amount, $200, but I'll take the $220. It's a weird amount, but I stuffed it in the envelope. I sealed it up. I gave it to, now the pastor he was a youth pastor at the time. So later that night, my phone rings and he calls me and he says, Mike, it's Pastor. He's crying. And he says, you're not going to believe this. My wife was driving around with the kids in the family van and one of the tires was going flat. She pulls into this tire shop by our house. He looks at the tires and he says, okay, I can fix this one for you, but you need 4 new tires on this van. He says, I've got some used tires that I can throw on there. And she says, well, just give me an estimate for now. I'll talk to my husband tonight. So she gets the estimate and now back to the phone call. He says, Mike, do you know how much that estimate was? I said, no. And he says, it's $220. And he's just blown away by that extra 20. If I would have given him 200, it wasn't enough. I'm sure it would have been fine, but it wouldn't be $220. And he says, so we're going to go get the tires tomorrow.